Hi everybody and welcome to Positively Kimmie. I am Kimmie. If you are new here, welcome. This is a safe space. And if you're one of my returning subscribers and my besties, hi guys, how are you? I hope you're all having an amazing day. Welcome to What's Up Wednesdays, where I tell you a little bit about myself or what's going on in my life so you get to know me a little bit better. I know this video is being posted very, very late. I forgot to post it. I filmed it, I edited it, and I forgot to post it. So, a lot of you last week, I had in my video, I have a dilemma, told me that you would open the palette, and she understands that I do reviews and everything, and I should just give her the palette. Well, I decided to do one better. I decided to order her a sealed palette, and I opened this because I was dying to. It's so, so pretty. This is what the outside of it looks like. Isn't she gorgeous? And it's a sleeve. So you take it off, and this is what it is. And you open up this side. Look at those colors, the oranges, the reds, the pinks, the purples. It's beautiful. And you have blues and greens on this side. And in the middle, we have this sleeve that I'll take off, which has the browns. Can you see? All right, there you go. The browns and different shades like that. So I'm going to just swatch a few of them for you. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. It is very, very pigmented and really pretty. And I'm so glad that some of you convinced me to open her. But don't worry, my friend who's like a sister to me, her birthday is September 7th. And this will be in on September 2nd, I believe. So I'm not the least bit worried about it. Even if it was a day late, she would understand. So I'm going to swatch the ones on the sides for you. You know, the ones I showed you, and then I'll do some sporadic ones in the middle. But so this is also a What's Up Wednesday, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life for this week, and this way you get to know me a little bit and how chaotic my life can be. This is the first row of blues, and I think that would be awesome. So, and I kind of have another dilemma. I need advice, and I'm hoping you guys could help. So this is the light blue. This is the shimmery blue, which comes out like a bluish gray. It's so pretty. And that was the lighter of the colors. So the reason I'm having an issue today is I go to therapy. Well, it's a telehealth therapy, but I have therapy because I just like to talk to people, and nobody talks to me except for you guys. No, but it's true. I have a therapist, and I think I told you once before, the therapist I was with for 2 years left the company she was working for, and you have to sign like an agreement that you're not gonna, this is in the second row, you're not going to take any patients with you. And she's doing in-home therapy for people who can't get out. Look at that. And she could not take me with her, even though I told her I would look her up, but she's all the way like 5 hours away from me. And that's just not plausible. So her and I had this really good rapport, and I loved her. Her name was Dee, and I loved Dee. We were more like friends. She used to love calling me, and I would look forward to our conversations because she was more like a friend to me than a therapist. And it was like just talking to one of my girlfriends. And I love that. It's hard to find that, especially with a therapist. Now I'm going to be doing the greens. And first of all, before I go finish, look at this neon yellow lime. It's just stunning. So they gave me a new therapist about, I want to say like 6 weeks ago. And I wasn't sure how I was going to like her. I figured I was going to give her a hard time right off the bat and not, give her a chance. But then I changed my mind. Look at that. So pretty. That was the first row in the green palette on the green side. And I wasn't going to give her a chance. But I did because she seemed really nice. And I was like, all right, she's trying to help me. I appreciate that. I get to complain about my really boring, pathetic life, and she gets to listen to me for an hour. And I figured, okay, that would be really nice. These, by the way, swatch like butter. They are so pretty. So I figured that would be nice. And at first I wasn't crazy about her. I was like, okay, I would tell my sissy, I was like, when I don't like her, I don't know what it is. And my sister would be like, well, you have to give her a chance. You're just used to D. And I said, no, it's not that. It's something I can't put my finger on it. Well, you're not supposed to have anyone in the room with you when you're doing therapy. But I was using my camera with the ring light on it. This is the bottom row of the greens. And my sister was in my bed, which you guys can't see, so my therapist couldn't see it. And the very first time she did notice my sister here, that's the bottom row. Isn't it pretty? I mean, it's so pigmented and absolutely gorgeous. She's like, oh, well, can you tell her to leave the room? We have to talk privately. And my sister knows everything about me. I don't mind her being there. And if I don't mind her being there, then why should anyone else? So that was these two rows that I just did. So I'm like, okay. And I told her to leave, which really bothered me because my other therapist knew my sister would be in my room, and she would, like, when we were talking, I'd be like, no, I don't think I do that. And my sister would be like, oh, yes, she does. And it was very helpful, believe it or not. This is the first row of the reds. And, so things, because you can't always see the things you're doing. Like, I think I can focus, but you guys see me. I'm all over the place some days, and ADD is a real thing. Not that I've been diagnosed with it, but I probably should have been. Let's see. So anyway, she calls today, and she's asking me how I am. And I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. This is what's been going on in my life. I said, it's been a slow week. Very pretty. That's the second row. I said, it's been a slow week, so it hasn't been bad. And I didn't talk to her last week when my dad passed, when it was my father's funeral. So I was talking to her, his 12 years since he passed. And I was talking to her about that. And she's like, well, how did that make you feel? And I said, well, obviously I was upset. He was my father. I loved him with all my heart. And this is the last row of the reds. And then we were talking about other things. And she said something negative about my sister. She's like, well, why don't you just, instead of burdening yourself with these things, burden your sister with them instead? And I was like, absolutely not. I'm very protective of my sister, as she is with me. And I am not going to do what you're suggesting because it's not the right thing to do. I'm not comfortable with what you're telling me to do. And she was like, well, you need to start doing this and doing that. And I'm listening to her. That's the second row. This is glitter, by the way, which is really pretty on the eye. That was the third row of the reds. Okay. So she's like, well, I think you should, instead of dealing with the things that annoy you, aggravate you, bother you, or the situations that you have like that, instead of you dealing with them, I think that you should get rid of what it is that's bothering you. Oh, that was the purples. Oh, I'm on the second row of purples, sorry. And I said, well, that doesn't seem productive. I can't tell anybody who makes me upset, it's you, not me, even if it is. I don't know if I did this already because I was talking so much. Even if it is, that's the second row of the reds. And, maybe kick people to the curb, including family and very close friends. And I said, well, I'm not going to do that. And they said, well, it's like you're rewarding a child for a temper tantrum when you give in to these people. And I said, first of all, these people are very close to me. Some of them more so than others. And that's that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not comfortable with that. So instead of her helping me deal with my feelings on the situation, which is exactly what she's there for, she's telling me, tell whatever person, whatever situation you're in, to leave, and then you will feel better. And I said, I might feel better, but I'm not that person. Like, I'll feel really bad if you're telling me to kick somebody to the curb because they might be a little condescending to me or have hurt my feelings in some way. I don't want to do that, especially if I'm close to the person whether it be family, whether it be a good friend that I've known for a long time. And she told me to read this book called Emotional Blackmail. And my question is, and my dilemma is, she's just so condescending. Anytime you say something, well, how does that make you feel? Well, it makes me feel like shit, which is why I'm talking to you, you know. And my old therapist would be like, all right, Kim. She's like, well, if that's the case, since there's nothing you can do about the situation at hand, and I'm not going to go into what the situation is in case someone I know is watching it. I don't want to do that to them. There's nothing that you could do with the situation at hand, so you have to choose how you react to the situation. That's the kind of therapy I'm used to. That's the kind of therapy I like. Not, you know, tell the problem to leave and then you'll feel better. I want to know what decisions I can make to react differently to this person and why people behave the way they do. And my other therapist and I had this understanding, and she got me. She just got me. Where this one's like, well, you know, if so-and-so is bothering you, then so-and-so should not be in your life. Whether it's, like I said, a family member, a friend, any of that. And I'm just really not comfortable with that. So my question is, do I get a new therapist? Because now I feel bad about that. Because I always feel bad about something. So I feel bad about, like, requesting a new therapist, because I think she's going to call me and say, well, what's the problem? And she knew today was a problem for me because I cut her short, like, by 15 minutes. And I said, you know, I can't do this right now. And I hung up, and that was it. How do you go about getting a new therapist? Do you think I should stick it out with this one? Do you think that she was wrong in the advice that she gave me? Or I know it's hard to say that because you don't know the situation. But afterwards, I talked to my sister, who was lying right in the bed next to me and heard me. And she was like, I don't like her at all. She's like, she was very condescending. It's like, well, you need to do this. I don't understand why you think these things are so hard. I'm a people pleaser. Of course things are hard for me because I put the needs of others in front of myself. And yeah, I know that's not a good thing. But there are times when, let's say you have a toddler, you pick and choose your battles. I do that with my whole entire life. And I'm not ready to go to war with somebody or somebody's because my therapist is like, well, just kick them to the curb. You know, I think I should learn how to react differently and how to not take things personally rather than, you know, telling the situation to go away instead of dealing with it. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm sorry this was so chatty, and I know it was all over the place, but I did keep the palette. I did swatch it. I swatched the ends for you. I don't want this to be too long of a video. Give me your thoughts and suggestions on the bottom. And in the meantime, tomorrow I'm coming out with my Ozempic video, so I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, be happy, be healthy, be blessed, and most of all, be positively you, because there's no one else quite like you, and that makes me so incredibly happy. You guys rock.